dawn, the rain started. A gentle murmur against window panes. Each drop a secret shared with leaves. Even the rooftops listened as the rain wove tales of forgotten gardens, where petals bloom, roots entwine, and memories sprout like dew-kissed grass. When I awoke, the rain was dropping on the roof. I was nestled into a cozy blanket, and I didn't want to get out of bed. Then I remembered the night before I found a recipe for a breakfast-worthy carrot cake. Carrot cake is one of the most popular cakes in the world, and for good reason. It's filled with warm spices, the carrots make the cake rich and moist, and it's usually smothered in a tangy, sweet cream cheese frosting. My mom just happens to make the best carrot cake in the entire world, so I knew this recipe would have to be really good to even come close to hers. I like taking the time to make my plate look prettier because we all know we eat with our eyes first, so I'm adding a little bit of vanilla yogurt and a couple extra pieces of carrot. Now, I'm going to be honest. Obviously, this wasn't as indulgent being a breakfast version of the cake, but I really enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope you give this recipe a try. When the clouds are dark and heavy, the wind frigid and wet, not much more warms the soul than a big bowl of hot soup. I didn't have the time or ingredients to make a big pot of homemade chicken noodle soup, so I went with the quicker version, instant noodle, and this version is the chicken one. So to make this dish a little bit more filling and extra delicious, we'll be adding in an egg that I boiled a couple days ago, some more shredded carrots. Our vision is going to be very good today. A little bit of green onions for some color, and then a squeeze of sriracha. Tell me that doesn't look good. Oh, you can't? Because you would be lying? Well, this was a super comforting lunch, and I am super glad I had something to warm me up. My sister made this delectable Rice Krispie s'mores treat. There's a layer of graham crackers, then soft gooey marshmallows, then chocolatey peanut butter Rice Krispies. It was such a decadent and sweet treat. I'll leave the recipe down in the description because everyone needs to try to make these. It is just so good. So it's supper time, and there are 4 main things that I consider while choosing a recipe. Number 1, I like to spend half an hour hands-on cooking, so I want something that's going to be relatively quick. 2, like many people, well, I'm not made of money, so I want something that's pretty inexpensive. Number 3, a big priority to me is my health, so I want a meal that's going to be balanced and nutritious. And lastly, well, obviously it needs to be something very, very delicious. So today for supper, we'll be having stir-fried veggies, crispy tofu, and some rice. So I just quickly prepped all my ingredients, and for the tofu, the thing we're going to be doing is ripping it into pieces. This is going to give the tofu more edges for it to become extra crispy. We're going to add a little bit of butter to our hot pan and then cook up our veggies. I have some diced peppers and diced tomatoes that I had sitting in the fridge, as well as some longer pieces of onion, and we're going to be cooking that all up with the rest of our vegetables that we had prepped. I wanted all of them to be different sizes for different textures. Keeping the tofu simple, we're going to be adding it to a bowl with a little bit of tapioca starch and just shaking it all up together. Spread this out onto a baking tray, and we're going to bake it at 400 for, I think it ended up being around 20 minutes. They're going to end up being pretty crispy, a little bit golden, not much, but it's going to be delicious. As much as this was super delicious, I could not wait for dessert. So the day before, I prepared this amazing cheesecake. The recipe comes from one of my favorite YouTubers, Hida Marie Cooking. It's a YouTube channel that makes amazing desserts. Most of them don't require an oven, and this was the first recipe I ever had seen from her, and I knew that one day I wanted to make it, and if I ever did, like for some reason that would validate me as a true baker. Well, I am so ridiculously proud to say that I finally made it, and it turned out absolutely stunning. It was so delicious. It was creamy. There were so many fun textures. At the top is like the jello with fresh strawberries, and the cream cheese is so light and fluffy, and the crust, like, I really hope you ate something super delicious today and you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.